So I've been fantasizing about living in different parts of the world, and I watched this video, this gameplay about The Last of Us 2,
Mm-hmm.
and this scenery. It's just so calming with all the snow and the cold, and it's just seems peaceful and very silent. And I've been always thinking about living in a climate like that. For example, like in Canada or Alaska or Siberia or something, Scandinavia. It has some kind of
Where no people.
yeah. It has kind. It's interesting. You know what I mean? It would be interesting
To observe.
to experience this kind of lifestyle, this kind of climate.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I would like to experience it too, but
What would you like about it and what not?
Yeah, I like to be being in the nature, in the mountains or whatever, observing the nature, the animals, how they, all this process of life, and it gives you peace for yourself. You feel much more calm
Observing
yeah. And
this process, okay.
yeah, but I can't say if I would like to live there for a long time. I mean, I can imagine I could live there for a few weeks or for a few months, maybe. But I think you get used to it, I think human people get used to everything, and it won't be so special for you about some time. But yeah, sure. Maybe you would feel better there than here, and in the city.
Yeah, maybe. Can you play the video?
Mm-hmm.
You need to see it.
So it's Last of Us.
It has something. It has something mystical about it. For example, living in the north, you have. I'm sure you have heard about the Northern Lights. You can see them.
Yeah, sure. That's beautiful. Northern
Lights.
Very
beautiful.
Yeah, let's just look for it.
You want to keep going? Just drive all the way to Mexico.
Yeah, that's.
I thought about it.
You can see Manny's hometown.
Let's look. Pretty much.
I don't see that living up to his stories somehow.
Yeah, no problem.
Overwhelming, I would say. I mean, this is something special. This is, a thing you can only see in one part of the world. And I'm wondering what are people before us, like 1,000 years ago, how they felt, I guess they saw it as some gods or stuff like this. But I must say, living there, in this kind of place, it's also pretty much dangerous. There are bears, there are wolves, and it's cold there. If you go somewhere and you can't find back, you could just freeze to death,
Of course, you need the know-how how to survive there. And yeah, it's magical.
It's magical, yes, that's the word.
Because they, these ancestors or the people that lived there, they didn't kind of, they saw it at first. They didn't think about it. They didn't learn about it. They just saw it and experienced it, without without the internet or reading about it. And it must have been something very magical. Without the knowledge about it, the scientific knowledge about it.
Yeah, but
very interesting.
As far as I know, from the movies mostly. But it seems to me has some logic in it. People who lived in this cold places, they always looked for places where it's not so much cold and it's a little bit warmer than there, because you don't have plants who can grow there, in such low temperatures, and you are mostly dependent on meat,
Is it?
and it's not growing just there on your backyard. You have to hunt it. You can get killed, and if you have a big family, it's risky.
Have you told anyone else?
It's a harsh environment for sure, but
Yeah,
it has its downsides.
they are pretty
And-
big, this downside, I would say.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the extreme polar north, where, for example, even the Eskimos survive there and they're happy.
I wouldn't say they're happy. They're just used to it. They haven't seen, I don't know, places like Italy or Spain, where it's warm and sunny. Where there's fruits.
Corner one of the patrols and get
They're
people
not
in
just
here.
meat. They're fruits and plants you can
Well,
eat.
according to archaeology, the ancestors of the Eskimos and other Asian peoples, they came from the south, so they went north actually.
Yeah, but the question is, when did they come? Did they come in the Ice Age, where it was cold everywhere?
Possibly.
Yeah, that's,
But also another thing is, according to history and archaeology, from what we know, these people also migrated actually to warmer climates during the winter, and they migrated to the north in the summer.
Should I say congrats?
So they did that too.
Gonna want to turn back.
And it's this contrast of course, nowadays people will think we're so mobile, but actually people are quite sedentary and they don't move as much on foot, and they don't travel actually as much.
Yeah, this route has its.
They maybe fly to a city or something. That's yeah. But actually, I think back in ancient times, people did, they actually walked through the world, through the world, and yeah, and that's just it. It has a kind of attraction, and it would be very, very nice to experience something like that.
Are you saying you would like to go from Asia to Alaska to
I'm
foot?
saying it would be interesting to travel the world and experience different places, climates, and so on, and live there actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sure about that. I mean, it sounds interesting. Sure, it's a journey, of course, but it's more dangerous than interesting. I mean, imagine
what these
all
kids-
all
you know
these
what this-
animals that can hunt you.
You know what these kids say nowadays? No risk, no fun.
Yeah, but it's more about risk where you just lose your money and not losing your life. And on this trip you can lose your life, lose the life of your family, never come back if you're alone, I know. And extreme low temperatures where you can freeze to death. You have to make fire, but you have to find food. You have to navigate, of course, you're just going somewhere, and yeah.
People are nowadays so afraid of death. They think they will never die. Actually, they live like that. And
Aren't you
the
afraid of death?
people, no risk, no fun is applied to everything, to life, to everything. So if there is no risk, there is no fun. It's simple. It's as simple as that. For example, you're playing chess or something, and you know you have already won.
Yeah, but it's chess. I
Would
just
you
lose the
continue
game
to play?
if my risk doesn't pay off.
Let's say you're playing a game and you know the outcome and that you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Would you continue to play the game?
If it's fun, probably. I mean, I like to play against noobs. Why not?
Let's say you have 5 turns left, and you would say,
you know, it's
is it
not.
is it interesting? Is it interesting then?
What again?
Is it interesting if you know you already you are guaranteed to win?
It's not interesting, of course, and it's not demanding. It's not a challenge for me. Of course, I like a challenge. You know, sure. For me, you know, a challenge is to run 40K marathon. You know, that's a challenge for me. That's a journey. You know, I've never run more than 8 kilometers, I think. And running 40 kilometers to foot, you know, it's a big difference for me. It's a big, it's a new experience, you know. I think you can start by doing stuff like this, but anyway, I would just stop running and make a break if I feel unsure or I feel uncomfortable. But I'm not saying I would stop just by first sign of discomfort. But you know, it's a different stakes. You know, if you go just there in ancient times, where you can lose your life, and you can't say no risk, no fun, where it's about your life. You know.
Why not?
Just buying some cryptocurrency, you know, there you can say no risk, no fun for sure. You may lose, I don't know, $150, $200, but your life still goes on. You can earn more of it and make another. Buy some
I'm
another.
telling you to be dumb and die. I'm telling you.
It sounds to me like
I'm telling you, the most fun stuff are risky.
I agree on that. I mean, you know, we have to explore the world.
Worthwhile things, they are risky. If you want to do something that's worthwhile, and if you want to experience something fun, interesting, and worth your time, it's gonna be probably risky. Maybe not always, but a lot of the times.
I agree on that. Sure. I mean, every big revolutions, or I don't know, breakthroughs of the humanity, they were taken by the explorers. You know, like exploring America, or first man in the space, like Gagarin, or Apollo, and how was his name? I forgot his name.
You mean the astronaut?
Yeah, first man on the moon. What was his name? Armstrong. Yeah, Armstrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a movie about Armstrong. You know, these people were testing new aircraft, you know, on such high speeds, you know, they're risking their lives testing new aircraft, you know. You know, you get so much adrenaline in these moments, you know, and of course it's new, it's frightening. And I probably would do it if I have nothing left to do. I'm not saying it's not fun, sure, but the question is it worth it? You know, is it, you know, just going from one place to another place? If you have food, if you have some food, and if you know you can die there, and you're just going there for food, it's not worth it for me. And if you die, if you're doing something for bigger cause, like exploring new ways to explore the space, like moon landing. If you die, you died for some cause, and I think it's honorable. You know, For me, this Armstrong, he's a big hero. You know, not just because he landed on the moon, but because it's stuff that, you know, there were no guarantees that he would come back from this mission. You know, and he did it anyway. And there are other people, you know. We don't have to talk about the moon landing. We can talk about exploring the South Pole or the North Pole. You know.
Well, we have to agree to disagree on some things, but I think we can agree on one major thing. That's you have to be bold and you know, take a risk and go for it. If
For me, if it's worth it, yes, sure. If it's
Yeah.
worth it, but
For
not
sure.
just for having fun, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it should be fun as well. That's what I think. But don't be stupid. Just you know, don't try to kill yourself or something and take drugs or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's obvious stuff, you know. But
Yeah, you know, there's people I think they're called jumpers or stuff like this, who jumps from the mountains with parachutes.
maybe.
You know, they're
Yeah.
called adrenaline junkies. You know, they're doing it again and again because they want this adrenaline kick. You know, I think this is stupid. You know, if you die there, hitting on the rock because your parachute didn't work. I mean,
Yeah, this is of course that's too much. I agree too, but
yeah, this would be for me.
the other,
stupid,
but
yeah.
most people are also on the other extreme. You know, they just they are so scared and so anxious all the time. They're not willing to take any small risk and so on. You have to find a you know, a balance, middle way, kind of something in between, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I agree on that.
Well, I guess maybe I was just missing some kind of adventure or something like that in my life, or just wanting to experience new things, I guess. So
Like this
Yeah.
girl trying marijuana.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I offered you this Italy trip, right? You know, going through Italy. You know, Venice, Florence, and Rome with no GPS. You know, that would be interesting. We have to try it out.
Yeah. Well, if we weren't so busy all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a nice talk.
All right, guys, and see you later.